Well, what they thought was hot in North Dakota ain't shit compared to Vegas. It's like 108 degrees today, which, yeah, it's hot, but it's not horrible. Basically just the gloves fill up with sweat and run down your arm. But yeah, trying to get the turquoise car done. Got a little bit of work done to it yesterday on the interior. Got both seats in, got all the seat belts on, which I took the tracks off, degreased them, pressure washed them, and then re-greased them so that way they function like new. See, it moved all on its own. See what? Oh yeah, yesterday I also. Ooh, mother, that's hot. All right, well, yesterday. See, we got some of the linkage all hooked up. I'm missing my clip that goes right here for the kickdown. I just had the damn thing in my hand the other. Is it in here? No. Anyway, I'll come across it because I just had it in my hand yesterday. So, see, we got the torque converter bolts in, so now I can put that cover plate on. I got my starter on. I bought a brand new proportioning valve from the Mopar show in Minnesota, and I freaking left it in North Dakota, so now I got to buy another one. Ow. So today I am going to get the drag link hooked up, hopefully get the suspension on the front, and then also I am working on the there I am working on the AC and the cooling system right now. So it's just kind of mocking it up because that's, oh yeah, I got the AC compressor bracket on, got the AC compressor on, which I'm gonna have to get a hose made for that, but at least this one will work good. This guy here I'm gonna have to replace with a 90-degree fitting, so I'm gonna go down to the all hose, which is like a hose and supply house here in town, and see if they got a 180, because then that 180 will hook to this guy. So doing that, I know I was gonna put that triple pass radiator in here, but while I was at the Farmington show, we came across these radiators the guy had on display, and you know, that looks factory. Has the factory looking top to it, and if you look inside of it, where's the camera at? Okay. So if you know, let me just flip this around. All right. So if you look inside of it, see if we can get it kind of in there. All right. This thing has 1.1/8" tubes to it. So 1.1/8" tube is 1.1/8". So that's in the stock tubes. Let's see if I can get this in here. The stock tubes are only about maybe 5/8, I think. Yeah, they're short. They're a lot shorter. Yeah, they're like 5/8" tubes, which ain't shit. So this radiator is already gonna be twice as good because the coolant, or the air will spin twice as long with the coolant as it's flowing, as the air is flowing through here. So I was like, well, this is a direct bolt in. The fan shroud bolts to it. It directly bolts in the car. Oh, sweat's running down my arm. So I was like, screw it. I'll just run this one. So I was just kind of test fitting it. Now I'm going to pull it out, scuff it up, and paint it satin black. I'm going to leave the veins or the core alone. I don't want to paint that black. And then I'm also going to get the tranny lines hooked up, which I'm going to run the tranny lines in line with the stock radiator. But I'm also, or actually I'm going to run the tranny lines going to the stock radiator, but then I'm going to cut it and run an aftermarket cooler in line with it on the return line. So I'll mount the cooler, so that way while it's cold, the trans will get up to temperature faster, and the external cooler will help keep that fluid down on the converter, because I plan on towing with this thing, so I want to have all the extra cooling I can get with it. Let's see, what else did I do? Well, I tried to put the power steering high pressure side on, but I guess I got the wrong hose, or the wrong hard line, so now I need to return that, which sucks because that was Rock Auto. So I think I'm just going to go to AutoZone and buy the correct one, and then accidentally put the one I bought in that box and return it. But you didn't hear that. So yeah, let's see. So suspension, radiator, get that painted, get that in the car, fan shroud. I don't know if I'm gonna get to that today. I'm waiting for a title to show up. It's supposed to be, it's overnighted to me, so I can let this guy come pick up this Roadrunner that a friend of mine is selling. Then I'm heading off to Utah to go pick up some chargers. So I don't know how far I'll get today, but I got enough planned. But I'm gonna go back to this interior. Doesn't this just look bitchin'? Looks like new. Ugh. Tan interior looks awesome. Turquoise and tan, beautiful. So I don't have the buddy seat in it yet because, you know, now that the interior is all new looking, the buddy seat didn't quite match perfectly, you know, because it's the original. So I'm gonna buy the upholstery for the buddy seat and get that redone as well. See what else is new. Yeah, I need to drop the gas tank out because, like I said, I have the whole EFI set up. Yeah, so I'm gonna pull this tank out because I got that whole fast EFI set up. But then I also went ahead and just said screw it, and I bought the internal pump gas tank setup. So at least this way the pump is in the tank. It'll stay cooler because, like, you know, it gets pretty freaking hot here in Vegas, obviously, and external pumps in the heat, they don't work out too good. So that was another $500 for the gas tank with the pump inside of it. It's a 650 horse pump. So if I wanted to shoot this thing with a little video got interrupted there for a second. Where was I? I forgot. I'm just gonna get to. Alright, just got done eating lunch. $2.50 TV dinners. How do you think I can afford all this Mopar shit? Anyways, back to the turquoise car. Alright, so like I said, I want to, I just line cut the tranny line. This is the return line. So this is the line where the fluid is going to be going back to the transmission. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flare both ends that I cut. That way I can hook a soft line to it and run that up to the external tranny cooler I'm going to have in front of the condenser. So, yep, we're going to go ahead and bubble that. Which I have a badass pipe flaring tool. I bought this at the SEMA show, I don't know, probably about 3 years ago. And I'm so glad I did. This thing makes making brake lines and fuel lines so easy. Alright, well, actually I guess I can put this thing on a tripod. I bought a new tripod today. The old one I left in North Dakota, so let me get it all hooked up. Alright, well, it's been a while since I've used this thing. But, let's see, we choose option 1 for 3/8. Is this not 3/8? Well, it's 5/16. Oh, grabbed the wrong one. So I need 45-degree 5/16. It comes with 2 dies. I'm not trying to do any sponsoring or anything. I'm just trying to show exactly what I'm dealing with here. There we go. That's more better. Alright, so I need option 1 for 5/16. That's that little stopper you put up against there. Make sure that's tight. And chunk. Oh no. See, now where's option 2, 5/16. Okay. Alright. Pull that out of there. Boom. Perfectly good bubble flare. Where's the inlet? There you go. Makes them so fast too. Alright. So now, that'll be my T. Alright. Do the same thing to this guy. Put my stopper down. Lock that down. Stopper up. Back to option 1. Option 2. Sweet. Done. hate having to make brake lines and fuel lines with that goofy T-handle deal. Yeah, screw that thing. Alright. Time to put this tool away. I only needed it for that one thing. Check out my tree ornament. Just waiting for the wind to go down so I can spray that thing. Well, back on the turquoise cart today. I had to leave yesterday to go look at a couple chargers for sale. Don't really want to talk about those ones too much until I get the deal done on them, but they're pretty cool. Well, made a simple little bracket, nothing special. Didn't try and reinvent the world or reinvent the wheel or anything. Just a simple bracket to mount my tranny cooler. And then I already got the lines pre-made, so all I gotta do is drop the condenser in, then drop the radiator back in, run the lines, hook up some hoses, and get moving on that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. All right. Well, the tranny lines are done. Boom. As you can see, I completely did it differently. As I had the soft lines done and I had them spliced, I just wasn't liking the way the soft lines looked in here and then going through the core support. So I was like, screw it. I'll just make new hard lines. So I made new hard lines for at least the return side. So that way it comes out of the radiator, goes up through the external cooler, and then back to the transmission. So the transmission will get cooled twice, or the tranny fluid will get cooled twice. So, because I plan on towing with this thing. Like I said, I want to drive this car up to North Dakota this summer, hopefully in 3 to 4 weeks. So jump in this car, bring a whole bunch of spare parts and tools, and head up north. Hopefully no failures, because everything in this car is freaking new. But you never know. So, especially with some of these Chinese shit like the alternator, or you know, I had the transmission rebuilt, but maybe the guy didn't do a good enough job. I don't know. I think he did, but you never know. I had the drive shaft rebuilt, which hope nothing happens with that. Rear ends rebuilt. So anyway, everything's new in this car. Everything is new or rebuilt, except for the paint. So I left it that way. You know, that way we can go mobbing around on some dirt roads up there, slinging around, have some fun. I can go out in the desert here and just have fun. Treat this car like it is mid-70s. I can have fun with it, thrash it, use it to tow a vehicle. So, where's my tow hitch? Oh, there's the tow hitch. I'm going to modify that because that looks like that's way too bulky. So, modify that, put that under this car, and then head up to North Dakota with this car, with the trailer behind it, so I can bring back that blue 68 or something else. I don't know. I got a bunch of chargers up there. Yeah, like I was saying with that hard pipe right here, the reason I have this piece of rod in my hand is this is what I use to make my hard pipe. You know, I just make a template out of rod. So as you can see, it's shaped to fit the one attached to the radiator. So you make it out of rod first, and then I just duplicate it on the ground with the bender. Or actually, I duplicated it on the vise with the bender. So yeah, I've only been here for 4 days maybe. But I think I've got quite a bit done in that short time. You know, I got the radiator painted, radiators in, got the AC compressor on, I got all the AC stuff figured out. I just got to make some, like I said, I got to turn this into a 180, so that way it goes into the factory hard line that comes over here. I got to cut that off and weld that new bung to it. And the reason I'm doing that is because this is 3/4 hose, and I'm switching it to 5/8. So, because this is a 5/8. Yeah, so gonna do that. I got my seat belts in. My brand new seat belts. They were restored by, I don't know. I have to figure out the guy's name. Anyway, they look good. Restored seat belts. I got my seats all done. Those were in the car, like I said. Yeah, and I got some stuff done. I got all the linkage and stuff done under the transmission. So the train shift linkage is done. The kick down's done. So yeah, for the short time I was here, I guess I got a lot done. But I also had to do some stuff while I was here, and now I gotta go back out of town to take care of some more stuff. But I'll be back soon, so I can get back gung-ho on this thing, get it done. Yeah, more chargers to buy. Like, actually, I just threw down an offer on 4 more a couple days ago up in Utah. So it's a white hat special yellow. It's a yellow tan top, tan interior, 383 383 2-barrel automatic, which they took it. So I bought that car, Well, I didn't bought them yet. I just made the deal on it. I gotta go back up there when I get back to town. But it's a white hat special, but it's tan top, and the car is super solid. And then there's a triple black 70 base model Charger, which has only one option. The car is basic bare bones car. It has one option being AM radio. Well, I guess you could say two options because it does have the 383 2 barrel instead of the 318, but man, zero options on that car. I would say zero, but very low. And then I got like a 73 baby blue Charger. Nothing special about it, just that it's baby blue and has a blue interior. So kind of oddball. And then a 71 Charger just to cut up to use to fix my 71 RT. And then just talking with a guy today, possible another one. White, red top, red interior, 383 4-barrel column shift car. Freaking cool. Red top, white interior, or red top, white, red interior is awesome. So, anyways, enough jabbing. I got shit to do. Jump in the truck and head out. See ya. Alright, made it back in Vegas. Where's my temp? The travel last night sucked. There was an accident on one of the 2-lane highways and I was stuck on the freeway for like 2.5 hours. It's hot here. It shows you. It is 100 in hell, and just the temperature of the body on the Charger is 153 degrees. Just the temperature of the car. 156. Let's look at my El Camino. 136. Okay, but the bare metal on this car, let's see, we'll go right here. 165. 168. I open the door and let this freaking interior air out. Oh man. But shit's not gonna get done if it don't get worked on. So go and work on it. One of the things I'm gonna do right now is I got the AC going in the garage. I'm ghetto. I got a little tiny AC unit with a little flapper to deflect air right here on where I'm working. I'm gonna move the sucker over just a little bit. Ugh. Take advantage. All right, well, this is the condenser out of my Charger, out of the turquoise car. There's a crack in the condenser, and this thing is like $300 for another one. So I'm gonna see if I can't just weld the crack up and save myself 300 bucks. So I'm gonna get the TIG welder going. It is set up for steel right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and change it over to aluminum. Weld that sucker up, and then I'm going to go ahead and make the AC lines. Because, as you saw in the previous video, I need to make this sucker right here do a 180, so that way it'll go over to the existing line. Yep, got tranny coolers in. Looks beautiful with all my new hard lines. Looks awesome. Titties. All right. Where was I at? Oh yeah. Okay, so what I'm gonna do today, since I'm gonna do it in the garage, is I need to cut this off, weld that bung there. I'm gonna cut this off, 180 that. I put all the hose clamps on my training lines, so that way they're all done. I need to zip tie these. I can get the fan mounted, or get the shroud and the fan mounted, get my radiator hoses on. And then once my hoses are kind of in shape and length and mounted, I need to take them off so I can go get them crimped. Yeah. So that's what's gonna happen. Alright, here's the next thing. Alright, here's the next thing. I'm gonna cut this end off so I can weld another 90 to it. I know you can buy the correct fitting, but I've already got this, so I'm just gonna use it. I can, I'm gonna go, see what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna clock these on the car. I might wanna rotate it. So I'm gonna go do that on the car real quick. Go ahead and bolt this guy back on here. See if we get that like that. Ooh, no, I don't like that. You know, we're gonna have to, that's part of the reason I want to clock it. See, like this would have been in the way of the coil. So maybe rotate it up and then down. I think that'll work right there. Yep, that'll work right there. Alright, so by cutting at this at a little bit of an angle on this end, I can now rotate this upwards, the fitting on the bottom. I can rotate that one upwards, and this one can aim, because the hose is going to end up right here. So now that I've cut that at an angle, now my fitting clears the coil, this clears the compressor, and it'll shoot straight out to go towards that fitting. So I want this guy right out. There. So I marked where I need to weld it on. Alright, go weld it. Alright, you can see my line there and my line there. That's where those two have got to line up, so that way it's at the correct angle of the dangle I need. So, what sucks is these are two different diameters. Like that's a little bit thicker than this one, so I can't just clamp them together and weld them up and have to hold one. So that's going to suck. But oh well, here we go. Alright, well, here goes nothing. So you get a tack weld together first. Rotate this guy. Rotate and get the other side real quick. Yeah, I really should have waited to do this because I'm still all freaking jittery from all the coffee and staying up all night driving to Vegas, but shit's gotta get done. Alright, let me see if I can see what you're seeing. Alright, so that is, yeah, hold on one second. Alright, more betters. So now that is welded together. Let's go see how it fits. Alright, I got the other line here, get ready to cut this off, and then I can TIG weld the other bung to this one. So we're going to go to a smaller hose on this side, that way it matches the compressor. cut and cleaned up. Now we can just go ahead and TIG this guy right to there. Look at those pretty modeling hands, except for the scars. That just means I'm a working guy. Alright, let me have a glove go. Since the pipe I'm dealing with is really thin, I'm just actually going to use MIG wire to TIG it together. That way the beads are all smaller and prettier. Maybe we can get them tacked together real quick. Not the prettiest, but it'll do. Let me show you. Alright, so that is officially TIG welded onto there. Not my prettiest work, but my hands aren't really steady right now. As I say, I just drove all night. So, but done. Alright, this guy's on there, got my fittings, those are all welded up. I got the old collar cut off of that one, so that's all ready to go. So, I'm gonna go ahead and start making hoses. So just the temperature of Daisy's body in the garage, 99, 100 degrees. So it's 100 degrees on the side of the car. The AC's been running for a good hour. So let's see what this side of the car is. 98. That's about the same. So yeah, just the body of the car is 100 degrees in the garage. Alright, well, anyways, we've got some hoses that are done. So, I've got them marked where I want them crimped. You know, I got 2 lines to 2 lines and 1 line to 1 line. So I can go ahead and pull this stuff off, take it down, and they'll put collars on it and crimp it, and so then my hoses will be done for the AC. I think right now I'm going to go ahead and put the power steering pressure line on. Alright, I got the high pressure line on. I need to go get some hose clamps for the low pressure and pretty much go inside or go run those hoses I made. Wow, look at my hair. Go run those hoses that I made down to go get them crimped because it's freaking hot outside. Alright, I'm gonna go get those hoses crimped that I just made. Let's see, it's 97 degrees on the charger body on Daisy. I got the garage door shut. Let's see what the AC drops the temperature down to when I get back. Well, after an hour we're at 89 degrees. That's more tolerable. Well, I got my AC lines all done, so they're all crimped. Got the collars on them. Took them down to the AC to the All Hose, which is a specialty hose place here in town, and they put collars on them and crimped them for me. So AC lines are good to go, and I want to put the clutch fan and the fan shroud on it, but I think for right now I'm gonna go under the car and get out of the direct sun. So when I'm gonna start laying out suspension parts and start putting steering linkage on, control arms, all that stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and get on that now. I can go ahead and get the pitman arm now. And go ahead and slather up these splines with some grease. Just in case I have to pull it off later, it won't be a problem. I'm used to race car stuff where you gotta freaking grease everything. Alright, where's that pivot arm? There it is right here. There it is. And actually, this isn't the stock pitman arm. This pitman arm is a little bit longer, so that way it'll have a little bit faster turning radius. I'm gonna get this grease circle on here. Oh, come on, get out of there. There we go. Cotter pin there. Let's go right there. Okay, on there. Boom, done. Alright, it's only keyed one direction, so I'm only gonna go on one way. Oh, wait a second. Oh, they have this one going on, and oh, this one. Okay, this pitman arm doesn't have a key on it. That sucks. Oh, now I'm gonna have to center the steering box. Well, give me a minute to center that. Alright, I got the steering box centered. Get the pitman arm pushed up there. Now what do I do with my socket? Oh, right by my head. Alright. That piece is on. Now we'll go to the idler arm. Alright, pull this guy out of the box. Got some fancy schmancy foam washers got to put on. See, there's little foam washers that they want you to slip on there. So, get those guys pushed up on there. Okay. And it came with a new bolt. I had cleaned, oh, I gotta put the grease circle on. I already did. Alright. Yeah, so it came with a new bolt, which I didn't know that. Which is cool. Because I had spent all the time to clean up the old bolt. And I didn't have to. Ooh, man, my legs is getting a suntan right now out there in the sun. Oh, the powder coat. There it goes. You know what? They didn't give me a bottom washer, so I'm gonna go get a bottom washer real quick. Back in a jiffy. Alright, got my nut. Got my washer on there now. Zap her down. Oh man, battery died. Yep, died too soon. How much life they got left? Oh, it's got full charge. Contacts are getting bad. Alright, feels good. Get this guy off, take the other castle nut off, move this guy back a little bit, because I have a freshly powder coated drag link for this. Alright. Sweet. Wrong one. Go. Got a new pitman arm, new idler arm, drag links powder coated. It's starting to look pretty good under here. Except for this shitty trans pan, which I'm going to be replacing that. That's I'm going to be putting an aluminum one on it, a deeper sump. So I just left that one on there for now. Alright, that one's lined up. Let's get this guy lined up. We should have some cotter pins here. 1 and 2. Put that in. Put that in. Grab my dikes. Twist one way. And twist the other. Twist one way. And twist the other. Boom. Like it. So, go ahead and get this. Sweet. Yeah, once this steering box has fluid in it, the steering column won't have so much play in it, or the steering box anyway. It takes the fluid to take up the play. All right. Get some control arms on this sucker now. Ugh. Well, as you can tell, it's a little darker now. Boom, black. So it's midnight now. Amanda, my fiance, she was gonna stay at her parents today, so that gave me all night to play. And I got some work done. I got the AC hoses done, and I'll just go ahead and turn the camera around real quick. All right, like I was saying, got the AC hoses done. I got the clutch fan all test fitted, which I found out I have the incorrect water pump pulley, so I'm going to swap that out tomorrow. I have the correct one that I also powder coated. I just actually misplaced it and put the wrong one on the water pump. So I'm just gonna swap that out, put the correct one on there. That way it sits deeper back. This one here is supposed to be specifically for the AC compressor only, and there's no way to put tension on the water pump pulley with this right here and this right here. So once I put that on the farther back one, then it'll rely on the tension from the alternator. And then I got the lower control arms assembled on the car. Let me just go to the other side actually real quick. Never mind, I'll go underneath it. Got the lower control arms on the car. Got the torsion bars in. They're clipped. Oh man, they're greasy. Got the drag link, pitman arm, the idler. Got the other control arm on. And then also that distribution block right there. I got that installed. I actually bought a new one of those, but I left it in North Dakota, so I had to order another one, which when I get back up there, I'll just put the new one in the baby blue 68. So, new one installed, and I'm actually going to order a proportioning, or a bias valve, and I'll just put that in the car somewhere so I can adjust the rear brakes for doing burnouts or whatever, or just screwing around. And let's see, tomorrow, I'm going to get the upper control arms on, get the brakes on, or they get the disc brakes on, finish the brake lines, the hoses, and we'll go ahead and finish up the cooling system, get that all done, and hopefully I can start jumping on getting the EFI ready for this car. So I'll put the EFI gas tank in it, get that ready, put the throttle body on it, and see how far I get in a day. But we'll see. Oh, car's looking bitchin'. Car just looks awesome. And people wanted me to paint this. Shit. Alright, well, it's time to ice cream shower and bedtime. Yeah, sounds good. I already had my beer, so I'm good to go. Well, it's bedtime. I'll see you guys later.